Hi, I'm Christian.
And I'm Angela, and we are married
And bored. Happy New Year! We're right on time with that celebration as well.
Yeah, we are not 2 weeks late at all.
No, Happy New Year, New Year, everybody. We hope you had a great holiday.
Yes, we do.
New Year's, Christmas, it's all come and gone
really,
already.
Just a great 2022.
That's true. That's true. We have a lot to look forward to, a lot to look back on. Angela,
which is what we're talking about today.
Yeah, how have you been?
I'm good. Thanks for asking.
Well, I mean, you can fill everyone in.
Okay. So are we thinking about what we've been playing lately?
Sure, or anything.
What's up? We did a New Year's Eve day. We tried to play as many games as we could.
True.
But we wanted to involve our kids, so we kind of let them pick some, and we ended up doing 6, right?
Yeah, 6 games.
So we did X-Men Mutant Insurrection.
Yes, dice.
King Domino Origins.
No dice.
Calico.
Cats.
Marvel Mayhem.
Cards.
Harry Potter Death Eaters Rising.
Bad dice.
And Wingspan.
Eggs.
So that was a lot of fun. We taught our daughter Wingspan. She was interested in learning it.
Yeah.
And we got to play the 2-player version of that.
That's true. We bought the new Asia expansion.
Yep.
Or is it Oceania? I don't remember which one. I think
don't know.
It's red.
Yeah.
Off the top
Pink.
of my head, I can't
It's
really
pink.
think of what it is. But it's a new one that comes with a really cool 2-player version. And it's a standalone expansion, which is really cool, too. So if you are out there and you're like, oh, Wingspan seems cool, but I don't want to get the whole thing, check out the new expansion for Wingspan because it's really cool.
Yes.
It adds it's called duet mode.
Yes, I do like it because in the original, not that the original's bad, you guys, we love original Wingspan.
Yeah.
But the
OG.
the one gap maybe is that when you play a bird, there's really nothing else to do. You just give resources.
True.
And you just play a bird. But the duet version adds something else you do on a turn where you play a bird.
Yeah, there's
cool.
there's like a separate board that that you get more points on, right? Basically.
Right.
And you try to do combos and whatnots, and
yeah,
it's pretty cool.
So I think it was Asia expansion.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Asia duet.
Yeah, because the Oceania one was the one that has the nectar.
The orange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we got to play that. That was really fun. I do not like that Harry Potter game. It is so hard.
I love it.
Of course.
I mean, I love Harry Potter Death Eaters Rising. I think it's just such a good, I like the physical of rolling the dice.
I like dice games. I should like this one.
Right. And it is hard. I'll give you that. It's hard. But then I like assembling a team and working together.
But they die immediately.
Well, it's hard to play with our kids, not because they don't know how to play, but because they don't know how to play strategically.
I mean, Mr. Filch has 2 hit points, and you get him, and it's like, okay, done.
No, I think he has a little bit more. It's Trelawney who's got 3. So if you're interested in Harry Potter or dice games, or just you have Harry Potter Death Eaters Rising, back me up on this one. I'm
sure there are a lot of people. There are a lot of Rising games. There's Thanos, Death
Batman?
Eaters. There might be Joker, and I think there's a Star Wars one. So there's a lot in the same realm.
Totally.
And I don't know if they're all just as hard. The main thing I don't like about it is that once you commit your dice to something, you can't adjust.
Right.
So you're like, I'm going for this one card, and even though you might meet the credentials and the qualifications of another card in your zone, you can't do it because you've already said, I'm going for Neville.
Right. Exactly.
That's frustrating.
Yes, it is. But that's part of the strategy.
I don't think it's strategy. I think it's annoying.
Agree to disagree. What's up with you, Christian?
Oh, on New Year's Day, we tried to play as many games as we could.
Again on New Year's Day?
Oh, what day did we actually do this?
New Year's Eve day.
Okay, perfect. I was trying to be funny. It's been a good new year. I've already bought games, so that's fantastic.
Yep.
Angela loves that.
I bought one today, so it's fine.
That's very true. Yeah, we've just been, taking it easy from the holidays. We got to go up north. We live in Phoenix area, so we going up north into the woods, in the mountains.
Into the woods,
Yep.
just like the musical.
Some people don't realize that they think Arizona is a desert everywhere.
Right.
And so like where we live, it is a desert. It's very dry and brown. But if you just drive 90 minutes north, you get pine trees and cooler weather.
Snow.
Yeah. And it's really
Elk.
fun.
Yes.
It's a whole different ball game up there.
Yes.
So we got to do that over Christmas. New Year's Eve, we kind of took easy just because of our kids' ages. So, not much going on there. I think we played a game, you and I, after they fell asleep.
Yep. And then a few days later, we busted out Mantis Falls.
Yeah, I think that's the one we might have played.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was fun. It was a pretty low-key holiday. Looking forward to getting back into the swing of things. One thing I did that I never do, and I'm currently failing at it, is that I'm trying to keep a schedule. Like a weekly schedule. I don't like drilling down in terms of like hour by hour. That's too much.
Yeah, that's me. That's more me.
Yeah, I'm trying to adhere to like a weekly or like.
So like today I need to do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so there are stuff that's on there like soccer practices and like that we have to worry about.
Yeah.
But also I wanted to like be intentional about scheduling like a game night that you and I actually play games.
Yes.
So that we're not just loafing
in front of Netflix
in front of the TV.
Yes.
And so I think the first week we did it. Last week
it kind of got ruined because I'm not going to throw you under the bus, but you said, "How about this week you choose a game?"
Well, I figured if we each play, the goal was twice a week.
Like scheduled.
Yes.
And then if we happen to play more than twice a week, great.
Awesome.
But so the first day of the week, Christian was like, "You pick it," and then the next day of the week, I'll pick one.
Yes.
It's like, okay, sounds good. And then I even said I was hollering across the the downstairs.
I actually meant it.
Okay. I said, "Do you mean anything?
Yeah,
You'll play anything?"
I meant it.
So I chose Robinson Crusoe. How did that go, Christian?
It went great. We lost in 2 turns. 4 turns, let's be honest.
Were you a good sport?
I was an okay sport. I played, but I don't think I was showing my joy.
No, there was no joy. To be fair, I know he doesn't like that game, but I just really wanted to play it with someone.
That's a game where I want to like, and it's not the same as the Harry Potter game, but it's just overwhelmingly difficult.
Again,
every single time. And I don't think that's fun.
Right.
Why would I just lose too much? Then it's like, okay, game. You're not going to let me win. I'm not going to play it.
The people already know the difference
There's
here
no
between
hope.
us. Yes. Well, rebellions are built on hope, Christian.
Who said that?
So you need to maybe have some hope and start a rebellion.
Against Robinson Crusoe?
Yes.
I guess so. Well, we wanted to take some time at the beginning of this year to do 2 things with you guys out there.
Okay.
We wanted to look forward to 2023, which we'll do towards the end on the second half of the show.
Yes.
But we also want to look back at 2022 at some of our board game highlights. What are some of our favorite games, some events, some podcast highlights, stuff like that.
Yes.
So we're just going to do a quick break and we're going to come back and let's talk about 2022.
Sounds good.
All right, Angela, 2022.
It was a good year.
It kind of flew by.
In a way, yeah. I feel like our gaming year flew by.
Yeah. So, Angela, how do you want to do this? Do you want to talk about some of our favorite games, or do you want to talk about just overall highlights of the year first? What you choose, and then let's roll.
Yeah, let's talk about some highlights of the year.
Okay.
So,
what you want to just ping pong it, go back and forth, and
Sure.
we'll highlight some of them. I think, and if it's I think we have a kind of a general list here of stuff that like we both enjoyed, and then if there's any like just ones that I enjoyed versus you enjoyed or stuff like that, we can do that as we go.
Okay. I really enjoyed our first ever like no kids travel to a remote place to game solely for the purpose of gaming. So we had a gaming weekend.
Your board game weekend.
And that was fun. I mean, of course, we learned a few things that might work better next time, but I think overall it was a really good experience.
Yeah, it was almost a year ago right now.
Yep.
We have another one scheduled, which is really cool.
It's amazing.
And how many we had? 6? 5?
There were 5 of us. Yep.
5 of us for a weekend.
Yep.
Yeah. So I guess as we're looking back on it and we're also planning another one, what are some things that went well, and then what are some things that maybe we should change for next time?
Well, I think what went well is that we got to all play, like we got to all be together for each playthrough.
Okay.
So I like that. And I think it was pretty true to like playing a game every like game after game after game, like
Yeah.
all day long.
Yeah, some of them took a little longer than others. Some, I think we averaged like 2 hours per game.
Right.
With
Yep.
maybe an hour or 30-minute break in between each one.
And I think we just had the banter was good, the food was good, everything. So, and there were plenty of places to sleep, but 3 of the guys chose to like sleep on the couch / floor.
Yeah.
So, or no, 2 of them. So that was kind of funny. But
yeah, we went up to a huge. It's not even one cabin. It's like a series of cabins that we have access to through my work, and so we were just like, everyone can have 2 beds. And a couple of the guys were like, no, we'll just sleep on these big couches. They are huge couches, and they're probably very comfortable.
They probably were.
But it was like, you can have a bed, and like, it was a funny thing that happened throughout the
weekend.
The weekend, yeah. And I think we did 2 nights, if I remember.
Yes, 2 nights, 3 days.
Yeah, and then the last day we played like a quick game in the morning and then bounced.
Yes. So things I would do differently, I guess like because the place we went had other things to do, like it had non-board gaming things.
Well, yeah, it's like I don't even know what to call it.
Like a retreat space.
There
so
you
it
go.
had like axe throwing and pickleball and
basketball hoops.
And so
Quads.
I think like maybe to make it a little more free flowing and like you can choose your own adventure, we have to invite more people so that if someone, if like 3 people want to go use the basketball court, there's still like 4 or 5 people left who could play a game.
Yeah.
Which I know kind of defeats the point that I was trying to make about everyone being around the table for each game. But
I think there was a little bit of like tension with that too. Like it was like the same game, or like, not that the group was bad, but when you continue to play the same games, like their quirkiness continues through the whole weekend.
You need a break from people.
Yeah, and so you have like analysis paralysis guy, and you have the I don't care whatever. Like, am I gonna lose? Yes, but I'm gonna put all my units and just attack Angela.
Right.
Like, and it's just stuff like that every time, and it's like, seriously, again? Like, you did similar thing, like. And so there's just some funny things that pop up because of that. So
totally.
So yeah, we're going to try to invite a couple more people this time. Maybe so that we can have 2 groups if we need to. Like we can have a 4 and a 3, 4 and like just depending on how many are able to go. And
I think we're doing it for a day or 2 longer.
Yeah, we added a day on either end to make it easier for people to pop in and out.
Right.
It is.
So if they can't stay the whole time.
Yeah. It is north in Arizona, like we just mentioned, where we spent holidays. So it takes, 2 or 3 hours to get up there, which is a nice escape from everything. And so just not everybody can do like 4 days.
Right.
So.
Yep. Yeah. So why don't you tell a highlight of yours?
I think a highlight of mine, and I guess ours. Let's talk about our new game store.
Yeah.
There's a new game store that opened up a year ago this past November.
I think they opened like right before Christmas.
Like
yeah.
Black Friday ish.
Yeah.
It's close. Number one,
close,
that's got the best. That's probably the best thing about it.
Yep.
Now it's not like around the corner close, but compared to other game stores, it's 15 minutes away. Like,
Yeah.
if anything in Arizona and Phoenix area is 15 minutes away, that's close.
Yeah, because we're pretty spread out around here in the valley.
Yeah.
So that's really close for us.
I mean, if you're in the Arizona Phoenix area, it's called Recreation Games. It's in Chandler. It's on Arizona Avenue and the 202.
Mm-hmm.
So go check it out. It's awesome. The second great thing about it is they have tons of inventory.
Love that.
Like, sometimes you go to a game store and they have 22 games. And that's it.
And then the rest is play space.
And the rest is models and glue. And
Yeah.
and so there's a place for those for sure.
Totally.
But the way we like to shop games,
Yes.
not shoes.
Not shoes so much, but we like to look at them and feel them and decide. It's a little more fun for us than like scrolling through Amazon or
Totally.
BGG.
Yeah. I mean, I think we do a lot of research that way. And then we're like, oh, next time we go to Recreation, if they have it.
Let's look at it.
And the reason why we like it, we can support local businesses, obviously. But the prices are really good.
Really good. Like we will support a local game store even if they don't have this, but all the other game stores we've been to around our area are just pricier. And sometimes we pay that because we want to support a local business
Or we want it now.
Or we want it now. We don't want to wait even for Amazon. So that makes sense, but we're just always blown away by the prices.
Yeah, I think one of them that we've been looking at and is Blood on the Clock Tower.
Yeah.
So, caveat, if you've ever played that and you think we should play it or have tips on playing it, what's your ideal play number? How was your first couple experiences? Like, we're looking at it pretty hard and wanting to know if we should get it or not.
Yes.
Is it for us? But I think it's like $150 game from the publisher, and they're selling it for like $120. Yeah, 115, 124, something like that.
Yeah.
Which I thought is a pretty good deal. I don't think you can get it on Amazon at all. And I don't think I've seen it that low many other places.
Right. So that was...
It's really cool. And even one time I was looking for a super random game called Polynesia that I heard about on a podcast. And I was like, hey, do you guys have this game? And they're like, no, but I'll get it. I'll order you one. Mm-hmm. And it was still super cheap. It came like 3 days later and we got it. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
We enjoy it a lot.
So kudos to the new local game store. Yeah, that's a big one for us because, I mean, some of you are really lucky and you live in areas that have local game stores or plenty of them or either close by or, but for us, we've kind of bounced around and haven't found like the perfect place. But
we had one of our favorite ones close in 2022. And so that was a bummer. It was further away, but they had inventory. It was a super well-established store. I think it was around for like 40 years.
Yes.
Which is wild. I tried to think of like what board games were like 40 years ago, you know?
Well, let's look in my parents' closet.
Well, that's probably very true. So there's Axis and Allies, and Acquire.
Yep.
I don't know what else would be around. Risk, I guess.
Risk, yep.
So having this one show up, it was kind of cool. It was really neat that we were able to find it. You know, like we would go there every weekend if we could.
Yeah, if our wallets could afford that.
That's very true.
Okay. Is it pinging back to me?
Yeah.
I really liked that we got to join other podcasts this year.
Oh yeah, 2022. We were on other shows.
Yeah, so if you didn't know that, if you're new around here or you just missed those weeks, we were teaming up with the guys from Critical Encounters podcast, which is a solely Marvel Champions podcast, kind of from the point of view of the villains. And we popped in, well, actually twice. Mm-hmm. We were on there like run up to Christmas Advent episodes talking about our self-created Marvel Champions
scenario. Campaign scenario.
And then we were also on a full-length episode that they had to split into two or three.
There was a bonus episode.
So
I guess we like to chat.
Guys, we're not sorry. We're just honest. We chat a lot. So yeah, we got to be on there talking about Proxima and Corvus for their scenario in Marvel Champions.
Yeah, they thought it'd be fun to bring us on because we're married, and in the comics they're married. And I was really impressed by them because I think we recorded it 8 weeks before it aired, or like 6 weeks. It was just wild, and I just mentioned at the top of the show about I wanted to try a weekly schedule. I don't know if I could schedule anything out beyond, a week. I mean, there are things, but when I think about this show, we're more like, should we just do a show? And we're like, okay, let's do it. We have a schedule that we try to keep, but
Yeah, it's more free flowing.
But yeah, we had a lot of fun with that. Like you said, we were invited back for the Christmas episode. Mm-hmm. And in both times, they're like, oh yeah, it'll just be quick, 20-minute episode. And then we ruined that.
Well, and we told them, like, feel free to cut anything. Like, you do not have to worry about hurting our feelings. Like, as long as you're not, like, deleting half sentences to make me sound weird.
Yeah.
But they kept it all, so.
Yeah, we had loads of fun. Well, we're happy. We're happy to be on again. Yeah, if they would invite us, maybe we could.
Maybe we'll bring them on ours for a Marvel Champions.
Yeah.
Discussion.
That'd be kind of cool. We need to get back into that a little bit deeper.
And we were also on Until Dice Do Us Part.
Yeah, Seth and Jesse reached out to us this summer.
That sounds right.
Yeah, and they were just like, hey, we do what you do. Mm-hmm. Let's play a game on BGA. Yep. And we're like, sure, let's do it. Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. And we got to kind of know them over, this magical thing called the internet.
Yep.
And then play a game with them, like Christian said, and also do 2 podcast episodes, one for them, and then they did one for us.
Yeah, so we did it for us. It was around Halloween. Well, now that makes sense. Yeah, it was around Halloween. We did Angela's. I mean, maybe not now, but at one point, her all-time favorite game, Marvels of Madness.
That's a new game.
Mansions of Madness.
Yes.
Which we've never done on the show, but in the early episodes we talked about so much. And we introduced them to that.
Yes.
And so they played it and they came on the show and we did our show on that. And they invited us to come and chat about
Castles of Burgundy.
That's right. That's the one we played on BGA with them.
Yeah. So, and their format is shorter and different than ours. And so that was fun to just experience something that we don't normally get, like a box we don't normally have to fit in. And so it was fun to watch people do something different.
Definitely. Looking forward to, more of that with Until Dice Do Us Part.
Yeah.
Critical Encounters, and anyone else who's out there who's interested.
That's right.
Let us know. You can email us, hello@marriedandbored.com, or Instagram message us. Our DMs are open.
Well, that was creepy. There's a big one that's glaring me in the face, but it was you that did it. So you better talk about
I went to Gen Con in 2022. No big deal.
No big deal.
I had a great time. It was one of those things where my friend Jason we've always talked about going. And then it was about, this time last year, he's like, do you want to do it? And then I was just like, yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Let's just see what happens. And so we bought ticket. We did the whole thing. You have to buy tickets to go, plane tickets.
Yeah, Gen for Con. Us, plane tickets. Yep.
Gen Con tickets, tickets to rides, and just all sorts of stuff. Yeah, I don't even know where to start with
There's
it all.
There's a whole Gen Con recap episode that you can listen to.
That's true.
Which is a really good way for Christian to process some things, and I asked him some questions. And
yeah, I'll just here are some of the highlights. People, so many people. games. Mm-hmm. Loads of games. Ahoy. I got Ahoy there when I didn't think it was going to be there. That was a highlight. Angela's highlight was probably Brass Birmingham. Got that. Played some demos. We learned. I played 3,000 Scoundrels before it came out. I played the Elizabeth Hargrave one,
Fox
the
Experiment.
Fox Experiment before the Kickstarter launched. Mm-hmm. Just so many games.
Voices in my head.
Yep, played that. And then I bought a bunch of games that I didn't know I was gonna buy and just ended up with, and like it was so much fun to do that. I played Magic the Gathering, which I never played before. Lost poorly, but you know.
TBD on if it's in the cards for either of us or both of us this year.
That's what we're trying to figure out. So it's like we did it last year, or I did it. Whatever. Is it something that you do every year, or do you skip? Because there's always new stuff. That's the thing I'm trying to like figure out.
Right.
I don't know.
So that's still TBD. If you have any input about that, or if you know that you're going, let us know.
Yes.
We'd love to hear that. Any other things, highlights from 2022?
We did have a pretty consistent game group and a game nights at home.
Root group morphed into just game group.
Well, yeah, I don't think it started as a root group, but like I have all the games, so it's like my secret mission to be like, this is the one I want to play because I just bought it or whatever, which is annoying for some people because they have to learn a new game every time. But
yeah, but that was, it was great. It was pretty consistent. I think it was around once a month.
Yeah.
Except for maybe December.
We probably did it 8 to 10 times.
Yeah.
I would say.
And we talked about, we talked about a few games that we played as a group, but one that we talked about playing with that group specifically was Unfathomable.
Yep. So that was a game night highlight. Mm-hmm. We did Veiled Fate a couple times.
Yep.
That one is they're both hidden role games.
That's true.
I mean, our group enjoys that to an extent.
We're crafty and sly.
Manipulative.
Yeah.
That's probably a better word. But yeah, was there any other games that you can remember that stuck out from this year?
With the game group?
Yeah.
Oh,
they liked Rising Sun.
They did, but we didn't ever play it at our house. We only played it. We played Ankh a lot.
Oh, we played Rising Sun. I remember playing it a couple times.
Oh, maybe I just wasn't there.
Yeah.
So I feel like, I don't know. I had everyone play Obsession one time.
That's true.
But I don't think anyone was obsessed with Obsession. So
it went long. To be fair,
yes,
it went very long.
Yes.
And that game is very solitaire-ish at times. Mm-hmm. So it's like I just have to wait to do it again.
Right.
So I can see where that one might not have been as
Long Shot. We did
Long Shot, man. In our Christmas episode, we said this, but everyone loves that game.
Yes.
It's such a weird, silly game, but as soon as I play it, everyone's like, "Where did you get this? I'm buying it."
Yeah.
So
check it out if you never have. Listen to our short little mini episode over the holidays and then buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have other games that are highlights for just like us or me.
Well, yeah, I think one thing I just thought of too for overall 2022 is I feel like we played a lot of games with the kids, like more games or more not difficult, but what's the word I'm looking for?
Intermediate?
Yeah, I don't yeah, just bigger games with them.
Yes.
Not just Ticket to Ride Junior.
No, our kids really don't have like any junior versions of games. Like they what did I see was just really there's like a Quacks Junior.
Yep.
Our kids play Quacks
regular. You played, our son loves the Push Your Luck, so you played so much Cubitos.
Yes.
Quacks,
Nacho Pile,
all that stuff with
anything
him.
where you have to like risk it or gamble or push your luck.
And they used some of their own money through birthdays and Christmas, and they got like Sorcerer's Arena.
That's
we got all tactical with our Disney characters.
Yes, we did.
We got what else did we buy this year?
Well, we got Teen Titans that came after 2 years.
That's very tactical as well.
So I don't know if they are jamming on the tactical games right now, but they love the skin. So they love Teen Titans.
Oh yeah, and they love seeing the little figure. So it's like, oh, there's a little figure of Robin and Batman or whatever, and they love it.
Yep.
But you want to talk about some individual games?
Sure.
Highlights? You want to go first?
I know exactly what I'm going to say.
I'm going to think Mansions of Madness.
I did not play that this year.
Well, that's true. We didn't. I was going to say we did.
Well, we might have to like kind of familiarize ourselves with it.
Yeah.
But no, what I was going to say is Arc Nova.
Oh, Gen Con purchase.
That might have been my highlight of Gen Con.
Okay.
Even though I didn't go. What a great game. So good. And so good solo. And Christian he'll play it with me. He likes that game.
No, I enjoy that one.
But he also sometimes gets in like a rut with that game. So I like to like kind of beat a horse till it's dead. Like if I like a game, I'll just keep playing it day after day after day after day. And he is more like, give it space, let it breathe, like the wine.
There's always hope with Arc Nova in my mind because it's not out to kill me. You know, the animals in my zoo might, but I don't feel as like if I had to stack up Harry Potter and Robinson Crusoe, like those ones, I am going to lose.
Well, those are solo, so the game is trying to defeat you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is like I'm going to lose those. But in Arc Nova, when we play each other, it's like I have a chance. I always feel like I have a chance.
Right.
Because there's so many cards. It just depends on what you get and what you do with them. And usually I'm good with not planning those type of games.
So it's a terrific game. We did an episode on it. I couldn't keep in my excitement on that episode, I think. So, and then Marvel Champions. We've continued to have every single pack that's come out, every single box campaign that's come out, and we are now working our way through Mutant Genesis.
Yes.
In the hopes of bringing our thoughts on that to you.
Yeah, we haven't played it in a while, admittedly, but I'm looking forward. Like, I think you and the kids have played it more than I have. Yes. I got it. I played when the big box first came out with with the mutants, and I haven't played it much since. So I don't even know what Storm does. I don't even know what I know what Wolverine does, but I'm looking forward to Gambit and Rogue.
Yep.
Coming soon. And the Mojo scenario pack too came out. So
that's right.
There's so much X-Men to jump into. So
love it.
Yeah, that was fun in 20. I'm happy that they finally got X-Men going.
What about you? Any game highlights for you?
I think one game highlight that I could have mentioned when we were talking about the gaming weekend, I might have even purchased it in 2021 towards the end of the year, but Game of Thrones Betwixt.
Yes.
It is a weird little game from Fantasy Flight Games. It's Game of Thrones characters. It's a card game, but it's like a bidding war for characters that you want to get on your council. And then where the twist is your council is between you and the players next to you.
Right.
And that's now your council and theirs. Mm-hmm. So you share one.
Yes.
And then you're actually sharing two because you have people on both sides of you. You don't play in a line.
Right.
But yeah, we played this at the cabin probably 3 times in 2.5 days. Like for whatever
just liked it.
For whatever reason, it was a hit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know why it was fun, and it was just kind of like out of left field.
Yeah, and it's just we've all watched Game of Thrones, so we know the characters, but also it's like strategically deep. Like you have to have, at the end of the game, you have 2 councils' scores, because on either side of you there's a council, and whatever your lowest score is the one that's counted. So of everyone at the table's lowest score, who had the highest?
Who had the highest low?
Yeah.
And which is kind of confusing to explain at times.
But it's very fun to think about and play strategically.
But it's very Game of Thrones too, because they have action cards where you can backstab and you can
Oh, yeah.
kill the person that you're bidding on, and so everybody who put a card out there, now they lost that card, and so like the big powerful 9-point cards are now gone, and so it's full of twists and turns.
Twists and turns.
It's classic Game of Thrones. Like the only Game of Thrones game. I mean, we've played the card game, the LCG back in the day.
Yep.
It was fun for a while. We got into it way too late, so we weren't like keeping up with it. And then the Game of Thrones board game that takes like 8 hours to play, which I've done a couple times, and it's just this is like if you want a Game of Thrones experience in an hour and a half,
this is it.
This is it. So. We should have, looking back, we should have done a little Christmas episode on that one because it was so much fun. And like, that is another one that I've played with people and they've been like, oh, I'm going to go buy it.
Yeah.
And they have. So
that was fun. Okay. Do you have any others?
Yeah. The other one that I'm thinking of, at the beginning of the year, I think in Marchish, I think we got, the Root Kickstarter, the Marauders.
That's right.
Which came with the 2 new factions, the Rats and the Badgers. It came with all of the
hirelings.
Hirelings. I was thinking mercenaries. Good call.
Well, kind of.
But hirelings is the correct term. And it just made Root so much better for me. I still don't win that game very often, but also, to be fair, I have to learn. I feel like I need to know how to play all the characters, so that when someone comes to learn, I can give them the easy ones and they can just continue to be that one. And so like if someone comes and learns birds, they might as well be birds next time, because why would you want to learn something brand? You know what I mean? Like,
right. I mean, because people aren't like doing their homework in between sessions.
No.
It's not like they're, oh, I was birds that time, but the next time I come, I'm going to have learned and mastered
Rats or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing I really liked is it made the 2-player game a lot better. So you and I have played it 2-player multiple times, like 4 or 5 times, especially to test out the new factions. I think they're both really cool. Mm-hmm. The Badgers takes a lot of planning and like thinking of like, how am I going to get to special forest clearings and get your relics and get them out? Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then the Rats just steamroll across the board.
Just steamroll.
Yeah. So I think we played it with our game group, and he won, the Rat player, and we just couldn't stop him. Like we couldn't muster enough troops to get in his way.
Well, when it's a 6-player game, it is like the map is just
dense,
so full.
It's crowded.
That you like, it's almost like when someone starts to take over, it's almost like too late.
Yeah.
You don't really notice it. But maybe that's just our few experiences.
Yeah, I would like to. I don't think I've ever really played Root at like 3 or 4, which I would like to try it at that number.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really interesting. Maybe it makes everything a little more clear.
Yeah.
It's a little hectic with 5 and 6, and it's long too. It's another longer one when you have that many players.
Yes.
But yeah, I think those 2 games are a couple highlights. From 2022. I'm sure there are more. We got Ahoy, like I mentioned. Probably need to play that more. We did an episode on it, but it's one of those where we feel like it's good, and it's probably even better the more we play it.
Yes. Well, we're going to take a break. We'll come back. We've already looked back at 2022, and so we'll look forward to 2023.
To the future! All right, man. Just like real life, 2022 flew by, and so did our segment.
Yes. And now we are looking to the future, to 2023, and what we are looking forward to, what we may have hopes and dreams about. So, do you want to start?
Well, I think we can just start with the one that we're both very excited for, and we mentioned it already, is gaming week, like our gaming weekend. Mm-hmm. That's something that we're looking forward to. We're fortunate enough to get one scheduled in the next, I think it happens in like 2 months from now. So
we're excited
beginning of
to
March.
See, like what changes, what's different, and we will report back.
Is there anything that you're looking forward to playing, or like wanting to make sure you play while we're there?
Yeah, good question. I don't know. I I wanted to play Dune Imperium while we were there last year.
Yep.
And then that was a hard experience because one of us had to sit out
Me.
and it went long
So long. We played that game for probably 4 hours.
or more.
It was during the Suns were on TV, and
Yeah.
the whole game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was wild.
So, anyway, that would have been one of mine, but maybe it just needs a little break, sour taste in the mouth from last time.
Sure.
I don't know, probably Arc Nova.
Okay. That with four people is very interesting to me.
Totally.
A lot more cards.
Yeah,
out.
you'd see a lot more. Yeah. What about you?
I like the big fighty games, like the Rising Suns. I don't think we brought Ankh last year, so I think I want to bring that one.
Maybe with the Pharaoh.
Yeah, let's just see what happens.
Expansion?
Let's just take a trip to ancient Egypt and fight.
That's right. No, that would be exciting.
Yeah, I think another one that I want to play a lot, but I feel like no one likes it is Oath. So
Oh, I would take a gander.
yeah, I'd like to get back into that. Even if we had to we played 3 times. Even if we had to reset back to 0 and just go, I know I would enjoy that, but I'll leave it up to the group because I feel like that's one that's very hit or miss.
And depending on how many people we get, I would love to do Blood on the Clock Tower.
Oh yeah, or
That would
some
be
sort
fun.
of social deduction game like that. That'd be fun.
Yeah. I will just jump right in with some things I'm looking forward to.
Okay, are
in
these
2023
just games or just
Yeah.
TBDs?
games?
Okay.
I'm every time we go to our local game store in the past, I don't know, has it been month, 6 weeks?
I'd say a month, yeah.
I have to restrain myself from buying Final Girl because they have, I think, almost all the things for it.
Yeah, 80% of everything.
And Christian and I committed and we purchased through Kickstarter, and now I just have to be patient.
We just have to wait.
When is it supposed to come?
Q1
Okay, we are in Q1.
2024.
No.
I'm just kidding.
I was going to say that's not even funny.
Don't do that to me.
I'm looking forward to that one. We also kickstarted Bark Avenue, and that's probably not till quarter 3 or 4.
I'd say 4.
But I'm really excited for that one. I think it's kind of a fun premise. And along with that, I don't know if it's too much the same, but I know there is the game out right now is Dog Park, and that looks really neat. It's already out, so it's not like I need to look forward to it. We just don't have it.
You're just maybe thinking about buying it.
Right. And then I don't know if it's too much the same.
Maybe good to look into, because if it's very similar, then it's we have similar games, but I don't know if we have any that are the same.
Right. Dogs and dogs. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm excited for those two for sure. We have maybe an opportunity to play a few games that our friends have, maybe borrow them and see if they're good for us. Sleeping Gods is out there. We haven't played that. And
Are you interested in that one?
well, it's a book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
It's
remember
campaignish.
Yeah,
it is a campaign.
we've talked about it before. So, and then Grand Austria Hotel.
What is it about that one that you're interested in? Because I know nothing about that one.
Well, I was talking to our friend James about it, and he said I was talking about how I like to fulfill orders and just make sure, in a game, I like that mechanic,
Yeah.
making sure that everyone has what they need, a list,
Okay.
and then fulfilling that, moving on. And he said it's very much like that.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to trying that. What about you?
I'm looking forward to the Star Wars deck builder from Fantasy Flight Games. No surprise there. I just watched a video on it. They had a live stream a few days ago of them playing it. It looks fun. It's Star Wars. It's Fantasy Flight. So it looks like what it should. It looks I don't know. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
It looks smaller than I was expecting it to be. Like they said, there's like 100 cards, which seems like, I don't know. Is that a lot? That's 2 decks of cards. I guess if they're all unique, that's a lot.
True. The box was way smaller than I thought it was going
Yeah,
to be.
physically it looks smaller than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's 2-player, so that's good for us. I want to give that a go.
We are mostly 2-player.
Give that a go. If everything goes well, Arcs should be out, which is a Leader Games game that we kickstarted last year. That's their next big. Well, I think they have another release coming sometime this year that is like direct to retail, like they did with Ahoy and Fort.
Okay.
I think there's something coming, but they just haven't announced it yet. And so that leads me to the next one, which is just, I wrote in our notes, surprises.
If anything comes,
just
surprises you.
I guess the unknown, like a new Star Wars game from Fantasy Flight, or a new game from Leader Games, or I don't know.
Yeah, or an expansion to something we already have.
Totally.
Yes. Now I know this is a sore point for you, but do you have any board game resolutions?
Why is it a sore spot for me?
Well, do you want to maybe tell everyone out there who doesn't know how your gaming resolution went for 2022?
Yeah, my gaming resolution for 2022 was this. Don't buy any games in 2022. I did really good until January 22nd.
I don't even think you made it that far.
Oh, no, I definitely did.
Okay. So not even a month.
Let's go to the replay.
Okay.
Oh, we can't do that. It's not those commercials where you drop the flag.
So that was hilarious.
Well, I remember thinking too, like, it was a good idea in my mind, because I was like, oh, I have all these Kickstarters queued up, and like none of them came. Like half of what I thought was gonna come showed up.
Right.
Such as Kickstarter. But like, I remember thinking like, okay, so if I go to Gen Con, that doesn't count, right? Like, I have to buy games.
No, you made 2 caveats. You said Marvel Champions.
That's right.
And you said Gen Con.
I do remember that. And then I don't remember what the first one was that broke the deal, but like it was in January. Probably because we found the new game store, honestly. And we're like, oh, we can get this right here at this price? Yeah.
I mean, we would be losing money if we didn't
It
buy
cost us so much to drive here.
So that was funny. So what is your New Year's resolution for board games this year?
Okay, so what I want to do in 2023, that's next. I want to do a tabletop RPG.
As in, do you have a specific one?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, D&D's, people like that. I like Star Wars, so I would do Star Wars one. I have the Root one. I don't really understand how it works, but I should probably read the book.
Maybe that will help your understanding.
I have a hard time knowing what to do in these things, and so like I do well when I can watch someone else do it. And so like if there's a video or like a video tutorial on how to play the Star Wars RPG, send it over. Like I will watch it and learn how to do it. I do much better with that. I think I just like the idea of that, and like shared storytelling, as long as everyone's in for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I that's my number one. I'd like to try Blood on the Clock Tower. I think that's along the same lines. It's kind of RPG-ish. You get to be a character. And just play, like try to stick to that schedule, that I kind of arbitrary schedule that I made, with like two games a week.
Yeah, that's good. At least 2 nights a week that we play games.
Yeah, and it could be anything. It could just be like, all right, what do you want? We're just going to play Parks because it takes 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Or we'll dive into, one week we could play Rebellion and actually play, use the whole two days to do it. So
Yep.
Those are mine. Those are the ones that came to mind as we were prepping here. How about for you?
Well, I was going to ask you first about our 10 by 10 board.
Oh, okay.
In the past, we've done a board that I think you found on Etsy.
It was on Etsy years ago, yeah.
It says, in this home we game, and it's 10 games that you write along the side, and then you move the meeple over to show that you've played it however many times, and you try to get to 10. And for the past probably like 5 or 6 years.
I think we've had it for like 5.
We have done this, and we've admittedly gotten better every year, but nowhere close to completing
No
it.
way. I mean, the obvious ones that we hit this last year, Marvel Champions, 10 plays easy.
Yep.
And then we got a big Marvel United Kickstarter. And between you and I playing it and the kids, like, that was easy.
Yep.
So those ones are at 10. Our next closest play is 4. No, 3.
Yeah. No, I think
3.
No, you're right. 3.
Yeah. And that's like, we played Everdell, we played Dune Imperium, Fort, and Obsession. I feel like we played Obsession more than 3 times, but I could be wrong. I mean, it's according to the list, it's only 3. But it's one of those things where I feel like we always fall very short on.
It just makes me feel like we didn't have a good gaming year when we did.
Totally.
We did. And so that board doesn't really reflect it.
Yeah, I think we're more, if we had, in our collection 20 games,
yeah,
that would be a lot easier. Unfortunately, or fortunately, we have more than that.
We have a few more than that.
So it's hard to play one game, 10 times as opposed to, 10 games 10 times.
Yeah. New Year's resolutions for me. I think I would like to purge some games.
What?
You know this. Don't even
I'm trying to feign surprise.
Don't even act surprised.
What?
They're partly your idea too.
What?
There's some games that we just don't play.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And it's not necessarily that they're bad games. We just don't play them. So maybe they're not for us, or maybe we just have other games we like more and we play more.
Yeah, some of them are old, not super old, but they're a few years old. And so like maybe there's been another game that does it better.
Yeah, exactly. So that's one of them. And then I would like to, instead of maybe the 10 by 10, play every game we own once.
Wow.
Besides the purged ones. Like if we know we're going to purge it and we just haven't gotten it off our hands yet, then that doesn't count.
Sure.
But we also found something interesting on Instagram.
Yeah, you found this little list, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. And it's called Playing Around's 2023 Board Game Challenge. And it is 100 different prompts. And you put the name of the game, the date that you played it, and your rating. So, for instance, it's like, play a game with an aquatic theme. Play a game that features drafting. Play a game that fits in your pocket. And then you can write down what game it was, the date that you played it, and your rating. And right now, all we have in there is Robinson Crusoe, We Died, under a game that is cooperative. And
working together to succeed, which we did not.
I'm surprised you gave it a 3 out of 4.
Well, that's your rating. I wanted you to rate it.
Oh, that was my rating.
Yeah. I mean, that one is not fair for me to rate.
No, it's not.
No, because it would be 1. Mm-hmm. When we win
0.
I want to like it. We don't need to talk about it.
We've already
anymore
hit that nail on the head.
Yeah.
So maybe that would be like our new kind of replacement for 10.
Yeah, and this is one where like there's 100 prompts, and so like if we do 2 a week, we could definitely hit that. But like this one seems much more like approachable, because like any time you play a game, there's a chance that it would fit one of these prompts, if not 2, if you wanted to do it that way.
Yeah, there's no rule. Like, we're not trying to put Robinson Crusoe under every category it fits. Like, oh, look, we filled it up. Robinson Crusoe fits in 15 categories.
No, but we did play a couple games, this weekend that we probably could add to
Totally.
the list. I mean, I kind of forgot that we were that we had this accessible. So it's pretty cool. We can maybe we can figure out a way to put it on a link to this.
Oh, yeah.
On our
I think-
Instagram.
yeah, and I'm forgetting who it originally was. I want to say it was
Well,
like at La La Games or
Yeah.
something.
Well, it might be playing arounds like this. The title here.
Yes, it could be.
We'll research it and we'll put a link in our in the show notes and also on our Instagram profile as well, so you can check it out. It's a really cool way to like just go through your collection and play some games that you might not.
Can I ask you a question about like keeping track of stuff?
Sure.
There's a lot of people for many years that do BGG stats.
You mean like play times and stuff like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. And like what game they played, how long they played it for,
Mm-hmm.
who they played it with, all that. Does that ever appeal to you?
No, because I would always forget to do it. Because it's just a chore you have to do after playing games.
True. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I am not opposed to it, but I am not going to be good at being the one in charge of that. So if you want to do that.
If somebody else, yes. If somebody else took the lead on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I would just rather, it's easier for me to be like, okay, here's an Apple Note, and you just write the date, the games, and that might be it. Like, I don't need to know who I played with.
Yeah.
It's more fun to look back and be like, oh, I played all these games.
Right.
It's kind of like the book
too-
list that I kept for 2022.
Yeah, it's too detailed.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to know how long that playthrough
No,
of
who won? Stuff
how
like
many minutes I spent on Arc Nova this year or whatever. Sometimes that could maybe be depressing.
I don't need to drill down that far.
No. But it would be fun to have like that pie chart of
Yeah, it's like if you play video games, PlayStation, and I think Xbox does it too. They'll send you a year in review. And it's like, hey, what's up, Christian? You spent 422 hours playing video games last year. And you're like, oh, I need a life.
wah wah.
That wasn't really my number, but I was just letting you know.
I don't know if you already read this, but I wanted to first I should ask. Anything else to say about 2023?
No, there's just some fun ones in that list that we were talking about, like playing a game in a game store. That's something we've never
yeah.
done. I'd like to, I guess a really hard goal that I think would be hard for us, that I really want to try and figure out, is to play games with other people in Arizona.
Yeah.
Like whether they have a podcast or they're on Instagram or whatever. I would just like to meet them and play some games.
Absolutely. 100% agree. That will be hard for your introverted self.
Well, yeah, that's why I hope you're with me when we see them or meet them.
Okay, so did you look at our podcast we do through Buzzsprout?
Okay.
So did you see their recap of
For us?
our podcast for 2022?
No.
Real quick recap. Not really to like applaud ourselves on the back, but just to like remember. And some of these things I had no idea. So we had how many episodes in 2022?
2022, we had 22 episodes.
30.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Nice.
That's 2.5 episodes a month.
That's pretty good. That's what we wanted to average.
Well, I think we bumped it up with the Christmas.
Okay, that helped.
Yeah. We were in the top 50% of all Buzzsprout podcasts.
Okay. I'll take that.
Yeah. Our most popular city that our podcast was downloaded in.
Phoenix.
Yep, you got it. There, but actually, it was Gilbert, Mesa, and then New York,
Nice.
and then Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Wow. Shout out to Minneapolis. It's all of our publisher friends, FFG and Leader Games.
Yeah.
Just totally listening to our show.
You
Or
think
our
that's
friend
it?
or Emily. If you're still listening, Emily, hi.
How many countries?
7.
39 countries.
No way. Seriously?
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't know. I think like it means. I don't think it means separate countries. I don't know. I don't know how to read this, but it only lists the top 5.
Oh, okay.
So, United States, United Kingdom, Canada, Germany, and Australia.
Cool.
Yeah, that's super exciting to me.
Yeah.
And just a reminder that I need to make sure I'm not always speaking Americanese.
Wow. It's hard.
Because I know other people are listening around the world, and that's super cool. Our top episode was...
Something Marvel Champions.
Exactly. Marvel Champions, Sinister Motives. The top 5 were 2-player games.
Okay, that was a good one.
Dune Imperium.
Yep.
Obsessed with Obsession.
Totes.
And Ark Nova.
Ark Nova made the top 5. Wow.
So, that is our little 2022
That's a fun recap. Yeah, that's really cool. What is everyone out there looking forward to in 2023? Like we mentioned some of ours. Ark Nova, I just remembered they have an expansion coming out.
That's
like
right.
in the first half of 2023.
The whales.
The whales are coming.
The water.
It's a water one. Ark Water is what it's called. And
people are going to look that up.
I don't know what it's called. Just look up Ark Nova expansion. So that's something to look forward to as well.
Yeah. Wait, we almost forgot. What's bringing you joy?
No, Angela, I did not forget that.
You didn't?
No, I thought
Okay.
maybe you did, and I was just going to spring it on you.
Nope.
But
I'm too agile.
this one's easy for me at the beginning of the year. One of my other scheduling goals or habits to make. Habits
to schedule?
To form?
Sure.
I want to play guitar every day. So I've been playing a lot of guitar. I haven't done it every day. But
really? I feel like you have.
Well, maybe there's a day where I haven't, but I've at least strummed a few chords every day.
Yeah.
So I got a really cool amp on Black Friday, just a little practice amp that's really nice. It literally just fits on my desktop, and you can do all sorts of tones and junk on it. So I got a list of songs that I've been wanting to learn forever. So it's, I'm middle-aged, so anything that was cool between 1995 and 2005, those are the songs I'm learning.
There you go.
So a lot of Foo Fighters, Jimmy World, but yeah, I'm having a really good time doing that. I hung up my guitars right behind me on the wall for easy access. Mm-hmm. Because if you put it back in the case every time you're done playing it, you're not going to get it out again.
You're never going to get it out.
No. So it's right here. Listen. Perfectly in tune.
Yeah, look at that.
It's not. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with that. How about you? I mean, have you been having fun with guitar? What's bringing you joy?
I was going to say, well, this is a big surprise for you, but for them out there, you guys don't know this about me. I have been really enjoying some crossword puzzles.
Man, you are 75 years old.
I'm just saying, I think it was when we went over the Christmas break for the kids from school. We went to the cabin. And it was like a, vacation rental property. So there was a previous person's half-done crossword book.
Yeah, it could have been from 1992. Who knows? But I started it, and I brought it home. You took it.
I completed it. And I've since bought other ones.
That's true. You do a lot of crosswords these days.
I do.
So why don't you give us one right? You have it right in front of you, Angela. So what's
I do.
Quiz me.
Basically, when Christian talks on the podcast, I just do crossword puzzles.
That's not true.
Okay. Do you want me to do one that I don't know?
Sure. Let's see if I know it right now.
Okay. One that I haven't filled in yet. Let's see. Holbrook and Others.
Holbrook and Others. How many letters?
4 letters.
You have nothing filled out?
Nothing.
Okay, I have no idea.
Yeah. See?
Fail. I'm terrible at crosswords, unless they're themed.
Okay, here's another one. 4 letters.
Okay.
W for the second letter.
W.
Trade.
Trade? Mm-hmm. like a job trade or like I'll give you this for that?
That's the thing about crosswords. You don't know.
4 letters. Swap.
Look at that.
Nailed it.
I'm writing it in as we speak.
Yeah, with pencils in case you need to erase it.
How else would you do it?
If you're confident, you use a pen.
That would be you, and it would all be like
It would all be a
out.
black box by the end.
Yep.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's crosswords, man. And you tried it on the phone, and you did not like it.
I don't like it as much. I like holding the paper and pencil.
Mm-hmm. You like that with books, too, though.
Yeah.
Speaking of books, Angela.
No.
What are you reading?
What am I reading? Okay. Well, I am currently physically reading the book Acts of Violet.
That sound okay. I thought you were gonna say something else.
No, not Acts of Violence.
It's just all about purpley things.
And it is about a female magician who, well, it's kind of up in the air right now, but the question is like she disappeared during one of her magic shows. So the question is, did she intend that?
Okay.
Where is she? Is she in danger?
Okay.
Is she dead? And right now I'm at the 10-year anniversary.
Of her disappearance?
yes.
And she still disappeared?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So the question is like, is she going to come back ever?
And for one night only.
Is she playing like the world's
long game?
longest trick
Oh
on
gosh.
people?
Wow. Interesting.
So that's interesting. And then I'm listening to a series. I think I have talked about it already.
Yeah.
It's the 3rd book in the series of Senlin Ascends.
Okay.
So this is called The Hod King.
HOD. Not hot.
No, not the Hot King. Prince
Hey.
Charles,
Hey girl, I'm the king.
who's now king. Nope, it's the Hod King, and it's through number 3 out of 4. So,
Oh, there's 4? Okay, cool.
do I have to ask you what you're
You don't
reading?
have to. I was just looking at my list of books. I'm very proud that I read 20 books in 2022.
That's good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's good for me. And
No shame.
you read
106, 108.
That's
Yeah,
a lot. That's pretty
108.
good. So for every one book I read, you read 5.
Yes.
That's terrible. That's all right. I dabbled in other things as well. In the dark arts.
The dark arts.
I still can't believe I got you on the book question again.
I really thought you were forgetting what was bringing us joy.
No,
So
I
that
was ready for it.
And so that was what consumed my head.
All right, Angela, do you want to wrap up the show? We thank everyone for joining us,
Mm-hmm.
for looking back at 2022, looking forward to 2023. What are some of your highs and lows from the past year? And what are you looking forward to for this year? Whether it's gaming or, whatever, life. We'll
Yeah.
talk to you, whatever.
Whatever. Yeah, please reach out to us. We're on Twitter at Married
You
Board.
started with Twitter.
I'm trying to get that Twitter following up.
Oh, yeah.
What's
Love
the
it.
stat now?
I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't been on there in quite a while since the drama, so.
Oh, there's drama. Yes. So then we are on Instagram at Married and Board. And then we are on email.
We are on email.
Sorry.
We have an
Christian's-
email address.
Christian's distracting me. We have an email address, hello@marriedandboard.com. And we have a website, marriedandboard.com, and you can fill out a form filler. All those ways. We would love to get in contact with you.
Yeah.
And we will be back with you shortly to talk about...
Like in hours.
No, like in maybe 2 weeks.
Okay. We're going to kick off the 2023 with just our regular scheduled show. And we'll talk about a very fun game.
Yes. See you then.
Thanks for chatting.
You're welcome. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Married and Board podcast. And guess what? We have a website where you can listen to podcast episodes and so much more. Find us at marriedandboard.com, or you can email us at hello@marriedandboard.com, or follow us on Instagram at marriedandboard. Music in this episode is by Joseph McDade. See you next time.